Warm good morning to one and all. I myself Pooja MB from Commerce. Today, 4th of July. Oh, July 4th. Do you know what is the speciality of 4th of July? Which is connected to America? Can you guess? Today is known as the Independence of America, or we can call it as Birthday of America. In 1776, 4th of July, America got independent. So they're celebrating this day as the National Day of America. 4th of July is a federal holiday in the United States, commemorating the Declaration of Independence of the United States on July 4, 1776. The Continental Congress declared that the 13 American colonies were no longer subject or subordinate to the monarch of Britain, King George III. Now, United, Free and Independent States. The Congress had voted to declare independence 2 days earlier, means on July 2nd. Independence Day is commonly associated with fireworks, as we do here. Parades, carnivals, fairs, picnics, concerts, baseball games, family reunions, political speeches, etc. and ceremonies, in addition to various other public and private events celebrating the history, government and traditions of United States. Independence Day is the national day, as I told earlier. National Day in United States. So let's move to the history. Okay, during the American Revolution, the legal separation of 13 colonies from Great Britain in 1776 actually occurred on July 2. It's written earlier. Okay. When the Second Continental Congress voted to approve a resolution of independence that had been proposed in June by Richard Henry Lee of Virginia, declaring the United States independent from Great Britain's rule, after voting for independence, Congress turned its attention for the Declaration of Independence, a statement explaining this decision, which had been prepared by a committee of 5, with Thomas Jefferson as its principal author. Congress debated and revised the wording of the declaration to move its vigorous denunciation of the slave trade. Finally, approving it 2 days later on July 4, Jefferson had written the following indictment against King George III. And that was, he was waged cruel war against human nature itself, violating its most sacred rights of life and liberty in the persons of a distant people who never offended him, captivating and carrying them into slavery in another hemisphere, or to incur miserable death in there. Transportation hither, this piratical powers, is the warfare of Christian King of Great Britain, determined to keep open a market where men should be bought and sold. He has prostituted his negatives for suppressing every legislative attempt to prohibit or to restrain this execrable commerce, determined to keep open a market where men can bought and sold. And then this assemblage of horrors might want to fact of distinguished die. He is now exciting those very people to rise in arms among us, and to purchase that liberty of which he had deprived them by murdering the people upon whom he also obtruded them. This paying off former crimes committed against the liberties of one people with crimes which he urges them to commit against the lives of another. A day earlier, John Adams had written to his wife Abigail, the 2nd day of July 1776 will time forward forevermore. Adams' prediction was off by 2 days from the outset. Americans celebrated independence on July 4, the date shown on the much publicized Declaration of Independence rather than on July 2nd. That the day the resolution of independence was approved in a closed session of Congress. Historians have long disputed whether members of Congress signed the Declaration of Independence on July 4, even though Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin all later wrote that they had signed it on that day. Most historians have concluded that the declaration was signed nearly a month after its adoption on August 2, 1776 and not on July 4. July 4, as is commonly believed. By a remarkable coincidence, Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, the only two signatories of Declaration of Independence, later to serve as Presidents of the United States, both died on same day, July 4, 1826, which was the 50th anniversary of Declaration. Jefferson even mentioning the fact, although not a signatory of the Declaration of Independence, James Monroe, another founding father who was elected as president, also died on July 4, 1831, making him the third president who died on the anniversary of independence. The only US president to have born on Independence Day was Calvin Coolidge, who was born on July 4, 1872. I think you'll understand what's the specialty of July 4. It is the specialty that the America got its independence. We know that the Great Britain is famous for making colonies, making countries as their own colonies, so that they are also known as the Empire of Britain, where sun never sets. Okay, I think I am boring you all of this. So here I want to conclude my words by showing some pictures. Okay. I'm concluding my words by seeing a single quote of Abraham Lincoln. Whenever I have anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. So here, Pooja MB signing off.